Mr. Beast is obviously the top creator on YouTube. One would argue the top creator of all social media. It is rumored that he is now the youngest self made billionaire. But I saw a post from Mr. Beast yesterday on X that I thought was pretty inspirational. This young man and all of his work have done some impressive things that deserve kudos, pat on the back, applause, whatever you want to say. For example, he has helped plant 23 million trees. He has removed, or he and his team have removed 33 million pounds of trash from the ocean. He has helped 500,000 people get water. And, oh, by the way, he's given away $50 million because of his channel and awards and things of that nature. I think it's really inspirational to see what you could do with social media, all the good that can come from it. Obviously, a lot of social media is doom and fear. But you know what? Mr. Beast shows us every day that you could be a good person. You could take on big challenges, and you can use your social media to do good work. So wanting to give him a shout out for all of those things. Well, we got to talk about tariffs. I have so many articles I read about tariffs over the last 72 hours. First and foremost, it appears that July 9th is not the deadline. It is now moved back to August 1st. August 1st is when tariffs will go into effect. According to Besant, gosh, I read so much stuff. Here we go. Besant. We got a lot of new offers last night. This was Scott Besant on CNBC this morning. Again, yesterday we were talking about 18 offers, so we shall see where that goes. Also, it appears that several trade announcements will be going out in the next 48 hours. Again, all of this goes to my idea that uncertainty is clearing, getting better day by day. Again, it will be interesting to see what happens in the second half with businesses, with consumers, with all of that stuff. Other articles, or one more thing about Scott Besant. He did, when asked about taking the Fed job, he said, "I will do whatever the president wants." Again, I think it's really interesting when you think about this notion of a shadow Fed president. Do you want a shadow Fed president that is already on the board, i.e. Michelle Bowman or Christopher Waller? Or do you want somebody outside? And this is going to be a strategic and tactical move, because if they are on the board already, they have to operate under the rules of the board, i.e. there are blackout periods and things of that nature where you cannot talk. However, if you are not on the board, like Scott Besant, you can talk 24/7 every single day until you are in the seat. So it really will be a strategic play whether they want to keep Scott Besant at the Treasury or if they want to use this time, which is just about 11 months, right? It's May 15th or whatever day that Powell is out. So that is a long time to put the heat on the Fed president. And again, could lead to an early departure, but we shall see. Barron's article this weekend talks about where is the economy heading. Great news, they basically say. It is all about earnings. Earnings are starting to come out next week, right? They start with the big banks like they always do, and then we will see where we go from there. LPL Financial talking about earnings actually highlight, you know what? We had a pretty big downward revision in earnings this season. So basically, LPL Financial chief is saying, you know what, the earnings might appear pretty good. Latest odds of a September rate cut are now 66%. I think all of that could change in a heartbeat if CPI comes in hot, which again, we will see this week. Lots of negative headlines today. We got Ray Dalio talking about a 50% chance of a late stage debt cycle blow up. That doesn't sound like a lot of fun. Ed Yardini, bond vigilantes to police the deficit and react accordingly. That is definitely one to watch. I think the bond vigilantes have given us just a taste of their power. What was that, like 8 weeks ago, 10 weeks ago, when they reacted to these tariffs and forced a pivot? So again, I do believe Ed is onto something. Wharton School of Business says that their budget model says that the U.S. has less than 20 years to fix our fiscal trajectory. And let's not forget one more doomer this morning, Paul Tudor Jones. He is a legend. Paul Tudor Jones wrote an op-ed piece talking about unprecedented social upheaval amid the rise in AI. Basically fixated on a quote from the CEO of Anthropic saying AI will eliminate 50% of all entry-level white-collar jobs in the next 1 to 5 years. Ouch. Ouch. Of course, we got Nouriel Roubini, king of the doom. Mini stagflationary shock coming in the second half of 2025. We shall see. I think that is something we've been looking for on this channel for quite a while. Below trend growth, higher inflation, certainly possible. That said, if you are in our school community, you heard from Derek, that ADU guy yesterday. Hopefully you enjoyed that. If you are part of school, we have already posted it for the replay. You can see that. Derek took all kinds of questions about ADUs, contractor reviews, what makes a good property and what doesn't. Again, if you are in school, make sure you watch that replay, because not only Derek, but Thatch has reminded us that ADUs are the way to print money. And again, one of the things that Derek highlighted at the end is a tremendous way to scoop equity. Build it for 100, it's valued at 250. Again, you get a lot of equity there if that fits your market. Realtor.com talking about listings up 3.8% and medium days on market up to 54. That is up 5%. Zillow highlights that 230 U.S. cities have a starter home that averages over $1 million. That's crazy. 230 cities. Yeah, I'd want to see that list, because these must be some pretty small cities, I'm guessing, to get to that. We did have an accountability group the other day. Jared ran it. Lots of stuff talked about. Again, folks, you have 7 accountability groups inside school. Find the one that fits you, or find the one that fits your schedule. They talked about the big, beautiful bill. They talked about seller credits, rent by room, buying fire damaged property. Talked about our Vegas event, travel, and a Pennsylvania event coming up later this month. Let me see what else we got. Oh, BRICS Nation. President Trump is highlighting that BRIC nations will get an additional 10% tariff, which again is I wonder if China gets another 10%, because I thought that deal was nearly done. And then lastly, read a quick article about a happiness rule. I thought that we all have bad events in the day. We all have things that get annoying. Maybe somebody cuts you off. Well, according to this happiness expert, this is what you are supposed to do. When something annoys you in life, give yourself 90 seconds to feel upset, then choose to focus on something else. All right, I'll give that a chance. Folks, I hope you have an amazing day. Like, subscribe, comment. Don't forget to check out the Zuber Letter, zuberletter.com, a collaboration between myself and Resi Club. We got a very, very interesting article coming out this week. You won't want to miss it. You can also go back and look at the historical articles, and all of it is free. zuberletter.com. Folks, take care. Don't forget to give Steadily a chance. They are landlord insurance. Again, in this environment with high insurance, you want to get lots of quotes, and Steadily will do that for you. They'll get a quote very quickly. If you're new to the game and you're just trying to build your buy box, I suggest getting a quote so you know what you are getting yourself into. I go to Steadily every single time one of my policies come up, and here recently They saved me almost $1,000 on a fourplex. So give them a shot. Take care. We will talk to you tomorrow at 7:30 a.m. Pacific. Later.